extremes, the darkest nights, the biggest waves, the calmest waters. It's the best place you could be to just be with yourself.
Just enjoy the entire thing because you will never, ever, ever do anything like it again.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge pre-race event. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are around the world. Shortly, we're going to be going live to San Sebastian de la Gomera, the Canary Islands, and we're going to be speaking to competitors and race organisers who are going to take us through their final preparations, their thoughts and their emotions just hours before they embark on the incredible 3,000-mile voyage across the Atlantic. Before we begin, I can of course confirm that all of the rowers are following the strict government guidelines on the ground in La Gomera to ensure that everyone stays safe and protected whilst taking part in this incredible adventure. I'll give you a bit of a rundown of what we're going to be doing and who we're going to be speaking to today. We're going to be going live, of course, to La Gomera, speaking to Dixon Cooper, who's the captain of Raceboat Latitude 35, Remke van Clay, who captains Duchess of the Sea, Sophia de Ambrosi is going to be telling us all about the Bristol Gulls, Frank Rothwell, who's taken on the event on his own, is going to be speaking to us. He's going to be on the Alzheimer's UK boat. Travis West is riding for Team Antigua. We're going to be catching up with Laura Try. Now, she's heading up social media for Atlantic campaigns, but she is a past competitor. And if that wasn't enough, we're going to be speaking to Tom Foley. He was on board the Fortitude 4 boat last year, and they came home first. So we're going to be speaking to a genuine winner. Amazing, right? But first, I'd like to welcome Natalia Montini. She is the global head of Talisker Whisky. Natalia, hello.
Hi. Hello, hi Dave, hi everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of Talisker Whisky, we welcome you to this pre-race event. At Talisker, we are extremely proud to be title sponsors of the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge for the 7th year already. And every year we are just so touched and so inspired by the stories and the determination of each one of the rowers who take part in this incredible adventure. But I guess you might be wondering, what does whiskey possibly have to do with rowing, and why is Talisker sponsoring this race? Well, firstly, Talisker has a strong connection with the sea. We are a single malt Scotch whiskey made by the sea, quite literally. Our distillery sits on the rugged coast of the Isle of Skye and is battered by the elements every single day. And our founders, they were also rowers, like the rowers in the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge. Back in 1830, the McCaskill brothers, our founders, rowed from the Isle of Eigg to the Isle of Skye in Scotland, looking for the perfect spot to establish our distillery. So we share the same sense of passion and love of adventure as all the rowers who undergo this incredible journey. So to all the rowers, we wish you all the best as you undertake this epic journey, and we look forward to welcoming you in Antigua and raising a toast to your accomplishment. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Very much, Natalia. Stick with us. We'll be checking back in with you at the end after we've heard from the inspirational rowers who we'll be checking in with soon. But before that, let me tell you about the Atlantic Challenge, because of course it is a remarkable event, an inspirational adventure. To give us an idea of exactly what makes the event so unique, I'd like to introduce you all to Carsten Heron Alston. He's the CEO and race director at Atlantic Campaigns. Carsten, hello.
Hello, Dave.
I can hear you. That is fantastic news. How are you, Carsten? Are you looking forward to the event? What will be a couple of days away now?
It's been some interesting days and weeks down here in beautiful La Gomera, but soon it's Saturday and it looks very good for the race start. And we keep hearing the word inspirational about the race, and that's exactly what makes this race so unique, not only from the lead up to the race, but from the start here and all the way to the finish, and actually also afterwards. All the things that our teams go through, meeting Mother Nature and her best and worst, is just exceptional to be part of, and basically are inspiring so many people around the world.
So you're out there at the moment with this year's competitors. What can you tell me about them, and what kind of journey are they going to face? What kind of challenges lay ahead over the next days, weeks and months?
I mean, we have 21 teams down here from 9 different countries, and the last few days they have done the last preparations, but obviously we have followed them for 1.5, 2 years time. Now they're finally here, and the whole energy down here in La Gomera is actually transforming now because we have a race start on Saturday, and you can really feel that. People, I mean, they had the crisis ops plan today, and we went through finish procedures and start procedures, and you can definitely feel it here now in La Gomera. I mean, just by walking on the streets here, definitely.
Looks and sounds absolutely incredible. Now, in the window behind you, I can see that the weather looks pretty good. You've already mentioned the fact that the conditions are good. Are you expecting that to be the case when the race begins on Saturday? And how might that weather change, and how will that affect the approach of the rowers and again, the challenges that they'll face whilst on their mission?
Actually, it's quite windy today, so not many boats have been out there today, only the 4-man teams actually. So it looks to be a good race start on Saturday. Some days ago, it looked like it would be a very not a fast race start. That has changed now, so they will have the wind in the right direction. There might be a swell coming in from the north that will make the start a bit bumpy. But it is, it is what it is, and you can't really control Mother Nature. And that's also one of the, fantastic things about the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge, that, you are meeting the Atlantic Ocean, and, whatever she presents for you, you have to deal with.
Sounds absolutely incredible. I wish I was out there with you. Alas, I'm not. Good luck with it, Carsten, and keep up the good work as well. I hope you enjoy the event as much as the rowers do as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.
Cheers. Now, Carsten has given us a great overview of what's to come, but we're going to be checking in with some of the racers themselves soon. They're prepped and ready to go, not just with the race themselves, but to give you a little bit of a look behind the curtain. Before that, let's take a look. We've been putting some clips together of exactly what they've been up to since landing in La Gomera before they get underway with the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge this coming Saturday.
To be honest, there's no fear. Just all excitement. I mean, whatever comes, we'll be prepared and we're ready for it.
Just getting the ferry over from Tenerife to La Gomera, you can just feel the weight coming off your shoulders. And to be honest with you, for us, it's just an amazing achievement just to be here.
It's been a tough year, but we'll make it happen. And I think for the people at home, this is a great event to follow, because there's not much happening around the world now, and we're doing it. We're going to row the Atlantic Ocean.
This year is going to be special. You're going to inspire a lot of people around the world because you're here and you're taking on a challenge of a lifetime.
Well, we heard the words from Carsten then. You're going to inspire a lot of people. Yes, you are. But now, enough from me in this dreary London backdrop. Let's actually get on the ground in La Gomera. Laura Try, are you with me?
Hi, Dave. I'm here.
Oh, look at that view. Absolutely incredible stuff. Right, how are you feeling ahead of everything, Laura? Because, of course, you've competed in the race. Now you're in a very different role. The sort of being out there, counting down to the beginning, is it bringing back lots of great memories?
So many great memories. And it's such a privilege to be involved in all of this and witness it from the other side, as well as actually taking part.
Of course, such an amazing event, huge characters as well. How has it been sort of getting to know everyone who are treading that path that you've trodden before?
It's just so many different characters, but they've all got this one thing in common. It's because they want to go on an adventure, they want to be on the ocean, and it's just so magnificent to meet them all and hear all of their individual stories and their reasons for doing it and their motivations.
Speaking of adventures, I'm going to send you on one now because you've got some competitors on standby. I think we're going to speak to Dixon first from Latitude 35. So can I send you on a mission to get some great stories?
You sure can. I'm going to stay where I am because it's very windy here. Hey, Dixon.
Hey, Laura. How are you?
Got some questions for you to answer for our live audience. You're a 4-man team. and your long-standing friends. Can you explain at what point you decided to take on the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge and what exactly motivated you?
Yeah, of course. So Latitude 35 has a little bit of a legacy at the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge. There have actually been two prior teams before us, the two headed by Jason Caldwell, who's the founder of Latitude 35. And I heard about the race about 2.5 years ago, and was completely hooked when I first saw the race start in La Gomera and the flares going off in the finish, and just thought that this was really the challenge of a lifetime. And was introduced to Jason, and he very nicely asked me to put a team together. And so I had worked with Todd Hooper and John O'Mawson at the same company, and then Todd brought in Jimmy Carroll, who's our fourth. And we just we have a fantastic team, and the guys have been working incredibly hard. Obviously, it's been a very challenging year, to say the least, and I think there have been a lot of easy excuses as to why we could potentially bow out, and some people that might have even doubted us to get to the start line. But I think we've used that and just kind of harnessed that energy to actually stay focused and get ourselves here. And now we're 48 hours out from even less actually from getting this thing underway.
Yeah, amazing. And what preparations have you gone through to get to this point? Is there much more that you've got to do on the boat?
So we've been in La Gomera now for about 10 days. And so actually, I would say the majority of the prep work that we needed to do is largely done. I think there's a little bit more boat organization that needs to go on at this point. But for all those watching, before we got to La Gomera, we spent well over 130 hours on board as a team, facing conditions from hot and humid to absolutely freezing cold in October in the UK, out in the North Sea. And we've gotten all of our certifications done as a team. And our strength and conditioning coach, Gus Barton, and weather router, Angus Collins, have really put us through the motions and have done a really great job getting us prepared. So at this stage, we're just keeping an eye on the clock and hoping to get some sleep and ready to go.
Yeah, totally ready to go. And what are you looking forward to most about being out there on the big wide ocean?
Well, for those who can't tell, I'm actually in the bow cabin right now. So and I'm sitting down, I'm not standing up. So this is where I'm going to be living with John O'Mawson for the next 30 to 40 days. And then Todd and Jimmy are in the stern cabin. So I would say it's probably not the accommodations that are the driving force here. But I think we're most looking forward to just being completely immersed by the Atlantic Ocean, having those incredibly serene, magical moments when the sun's coming up and the sun's going back down, and those star-filled nights when the Atlantic actually is calm. And we can just take those moments in when we're 1,500 miles from either shore, and just have the four of us, and we're just striving to achieve something that is seemingly impossible. So the nature, the teamwork, we're looking forward to it all.
Awesome. I'm really excited for your journey ahead, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts about everything with everyone watching today.
Thanks.
So next, I think we're going to head over to Remke, who is the captain of Duchesses of the Sea. Hey, Remke. Yes. I can see that you're there on your boat. I have a few questions for you, please.
Yes,
you're
okay,
one of the first two all-female Dutch teams to take part in the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge. What motivated you four to take part, join up and take on this epic challenge?
Yeah, I feel it's great that two female Dutch teams are at the start this year. I feel very proud about it. And well, the challenge for me is about doing something completely out of my comfort zone and about testing myself. And I'm very curious how I will end this race, be at Antigua. And the other thing is it's about a team effort. We must do it together. Everyone is important on the boat. It's not about you as a person, but it's about doing it together and for each other. We are very prepared, very enthusiastic about it. And it's about enjoying the sea life, the ocean, the weather, the waves, the animals we see. I think it's great to be there for such a long time and experience it.
The most perfect answer. And how are you feeling right now, just 2 days out of doing this incredible challenge?
Well, we feel very happy now. There were very busy days last week. We have some problems with some life jacket issues, but everything worked out very fine now. So the boat is ready, we are ready, so we feel happy. It's always also a little bit nervous inside us, but it's a mixed feeling. But we're very happy to be at the start very soon.
And you'll be spending Christmas Day on the boat, away from your loved ones, your friends and your families. Do you have anything planned for Christmas Day to keep your spirits high, even though you're not around the ones you love?
Yeah, we have got the birthday of Bella, about 23 of December. Then we've got something for Christmas Eve, and for Christmas, well, we just go on rolling, going on, and thinking about our families who are not with us, but they are thinking about us. Maybe we can call them. But it's mostly rowing and enjoying together, to be together. All of us. We look forward to that. Yeah.
Your family will be on board the boat with you.
Yes, in our minds, of course. Yeah.
And which charities are you rowing for, Remke?
Yeah, we've got two charities. One is research for ALS. It's a musical disease. A close friend of us had this disease, and she died a couple of weeks ago. So that's a very sad thing. But we want to raise money for that charity. And the other charity is the Plastic Soup Foundation, because we love the ocean. The ocean is very important. We want it very much to keep it clean and safe for people and the animal in it. So we row for people and planet.
It sounds like you've got a lot of motivation to keep you going. So thank you very much for answering our questions.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll hand back over to Dave.
Thank you so much, Laura. Just amazing to hear those stories. I am so stoked for this. Absolutely incredible stuff. But we've already heard from two great teams. Let's hear from another one now. Sophia, you are with me. You are with the Bristol Gulls, another all-female team. Tell me about your team and tell me about your expectations.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're just struggling to hear me there. It was all going so well. Can you hear me?
Dave, it's really cutting off.
Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm going to keep talking and hopefully it'll kick back in. So Sophia, she is rowing with the Bristol Gulls. They're an all-female team. I'm looking forward to finding out about the team when she can hear me a little bit better. Also, oh, you can hear me now. Fantastic. Okay, have I got it right? All-female team, Bristol Gulls. Tell me more.
Well, all-female team, yes. We all live in Bristol. I'm from Uruguay. Sarah's from Scotland. Lorna and Phoebe are both from England, at Cornwall, more specifically. And we just love this so much. It just brings together so many things we love. When we kind of had the conversation, there were some kind of straight yeses. Let's go for this. You know, rowing, adventure, teamwork, challenge. We're ready for it.
Well, you've done well to get out of Bristol because they're in Tier 3 at the moment. So if you needed any excuse to go to La Gomera, this is a great one. Sustainability is a massive motivator for Atlantic campaigns. Am I correct in thinking that your boat is a bit more environmentally friendly than people might expect? Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Oh my God, I just lost him.
Oh no! Goodness me. Well, let's try one more time, Sophia, because we've still got Frank to go. It would be great to have a chat with him, but I'd love to hear about the sustainability of the boat that you'll all be rowing, if you can hear me enough to tell me about it.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Sophia?
Okay, perfect. I can kind of hear you through Frank, so yeah.
Okay.
So, our campaign is obviously very much about sustainability. We cannot claim it's like the best way you can do it. It's just a step forward. So we just wanted to have a campaign that had less impact on the environment. So the boat being the main thing, really. The three main materials are just made in a way that have less impact on the environment. So the glass fibers manufactured with 100% renewable energy. The resin is over 50% organic, so it's plant sourced rather than fossil fuel. And most importantly, the foam core, which is the material with the biggest volume, is 100% recycled PET. So essentially about 10,000 plastic bottles have been recycled and put into our boat. So
Amazing.
about 50% of our boat is plastic, has been recycled, which obviously we are very passionate about. We are supporting charities that are on board with all of these courses, and about really protecting and respecting the waters. So everything else in our campaign, we've kind of looked into reusing, recycling. If anything is built from scratch, then how can we do it in a more environmentally friendly way? So some of our oars are timber oars instead of being carbon fiber, and so on and so forth.
Oh, amazing. Sounds absolutely incredible. Good luck. Make some memories. Have a great adventure, and really looking forward to catching up with you in the Bristol Gulls on the other side. Cheers, Sophia. Let's check in with Frank then. We heard that Sophia was cadging a lift off his Wi-Fi, so hopefully we've got great signal with Frank. And as I've said that, his screen's gone blank. Well, while we wait for Frank, he's actually doing this on his own, this incredible challenge. He's taking it on his Todd, and he's just turned 70 as well. So just one of the many unbelievable stories. And I think we're about to find it out now because you've appeared. Frank, can you hear me? Oh, either we're having technical difficulties with Frank, or he is doing the robot dance, which he might be. You've got to celebrate somehow, although it might be a little bit premature. Frank is raising money for the Alzheimer's UK charity. We've heard about the great charities that so many of these competitors are rowing for. He's going to do all 3,000 miles on his own, as I said. Just turned 70. It's an incredible story, and I really hope we get to check in and hear it from him. We'll give it another go. I'm getting a spinning wheel of death from Frank at the moment. Hopefully you guys can all still hear me. We're catching up with competitors ahead of the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge 2020. It takes place, well, it begins on Saturday, and it's going to take athletes, competitors, anywhere from 30 days to 90 days. It's a brilliant, brilliant event. If you just Google Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge, it'll take you over to the main website. There's a countdown clock over there. There's a race tracker as well. You can follow the action and, of course, meet all the athletes and find out their stories. They've run great social media campaigns in the build-up. And as I've already said, there are some great characters that we're going to get to catch up with. Should we give Frank one more go? If not, let's check back in with Laura. Laura, we seem to have lost Frank, which is ever such a shame because he's an absolute hero. Maybe we'll get the chance to check in later. But if not, you're ready to speak to one of our international teams. Is that correct?
I certainly am. I'm here to speak with Travis from Team Antigua. Hey, Travis, good to see you.
Hi, Laura.
And you're from Antigua, which is where our finish line is, 3,000 miles away. How does it feel to be taking part in this event and rowing home, having seen so many Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge rowers rowing before?
You know, it's really an honor to be rowing home, and after seeing the race finishing for so often, that was where the real motivation came from, and listening to some of the people's stories and all of that. Is the wind too strong? Oh, it's okay.
No, you're good. I can hear you loud and clear. And so you're taking part in the race as a two. What has motivated you to take part as a pair? Did you hear my question?
Well, for me is, yes, I did.
Oh, good.
Yes, for me is all, after seeing so many wars. I don't know if you can hear me properly, but I'm not hearing you.
I think we've got a small time delay, Travis. So maybe I'll just repeat the question and we can start again. You're taking part in the event as a two. What motivated you to take on this challenge in this year's race? Travis, can you hear me? Seems that we might have a bit of a difficulty here. So hopefully we've got Frank fixed up with you, Dave, to chat, and hopefully we can catch up with Travis again.
Yeah, we'll give Frank another go. But if we don't get to catch up with Frank and Travis, then do head over to all the official website. As I said, if you just Google search Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge, you can read all about these guys. because Laura, you've been at the beating heart of it, and you'll have seen that these guys are incredible characters. So let's try with Frank, encore une fois. Are you there, Frank? Frank,
try the sound up again.
Talk to me, brother. How you doing, mate? Frank?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good to hear. I can hear
Oh,
you.
you're here. Oh, brilliant news. Frank, thank goodness we get to hear from you, because I've been ever so excited to have a chat. Ladies and gentlemen watching at home, we've had a couple of check-ins during the week. Last time I spoke to Frank, he was hanging over a wall because he says he doesn't like getting the sun in his eyes. So he was taking his life into his own hands just so we could have a bit of banter in the week, and it was great. Frank, I hope you won't mind me pointing out that you are one of the most senior competitors in this year's race. It's a heck of a challenge to do this on your own. I've got to ask you, why? Why?
I love a challenge. Oh, I love a challenge. And I've been looking for a decent challenge for a while. And this ticked all the boxes. You don't have to be an expert to do it. You don't have to have any experience. You've just got to be able to get yourself out there and be able to... everything you need to know is taught to you on the training courses. So I felt I was strong enough, and let's get on with it.
Well, you've got to be incredibly brave and incredibly fit, and you've got to love an adventure. Speaking of being incredibly fit, how on earth do you go about training for something like this?
Well, initially there's a series of exercises you can do at home, stretches and push-ups and pull-ups and all sorts of twists. You've got to get your core right, because all the time your body's moving all around, so you must make sure that your back's right. And then eventually when you get your boat, you're able to go out. And since I got my boat, I've rowed it like 600 miles, about 400 hours I've spent on it. I really got into this rowing. It's been really fun, the training side of it.
Absolutely amazing. Well, I've already mentioned, but you have just turned 70. Have you ever done anything as challenging as this before?
I've done plenty of bits of challenges. I've climbed Kilimanjaro. Compared to this, that's a bit of a walk in the park. I was on the island with Bear Grylls a couple of years ago. That was on a Channel 4 television programme. I've had my own yacht, which I've sailed around the world. I'm only one of 10 people on any kind of ship to sail all the way around North America and South America. To go North America, you go within 900 miles of the North Pole through the ice. And then when you go down to the bottom, you have to go around Cape Horn, the notorious Cape Horn. So I've done quite a few things, and I've had my own business as well. You know.
Frank, you're a hero. You sound like the kind of guy who doesn't like to let the grass grow under his feet. You're always sort of challenging and on to the next thing. What's the first thing you're going to do when you touch down the other side in Antigua?
Well, I've been married for 50 years to a lovely lady. My wife, Judith, she's an absolute darling. And I can't wait to see her. We haven't set off yet, and I can't wait to see her.
Incredible stuff. Well, keep us posted to when you're reunited. Honestly, I'm so excited for you and everybody else. Good luck, Frank. I really hope you enjoy this, and I've got a feeling that you will.
Before you turn me off, I must mention I'm the oldest person at 70, but we have a 21-year-old girl who's also doing it solo, Jasmine Harrison. Wow, she saw the end of the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge a few years ago when she was in Antigua on holiday, and she says, I want to do that. And now at 21, she's got the boat, she's got the money together to do it, and she's here on the start line, and she's going first. And I am so proud of her. She came rowing with me once or twice when she hadn't got her boat, and I'm so happy she's here. I'm really in awe of her.
Who's going to go quicker, Frank, you or her?
It's going to be a good competition, that, because when we were training together, we're equal strengths. We used to go around Hartlepool Harbour and see how fast we could get it, and we could both get it to just under 4 miles an hour. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, isn't it? A young woman against an old man.
I love it, Frank. I love it. Hey, good luck, mate, and enjoy it. Enjoy every single moment of it. Can't wait to catch up with you afterwards as well. Top man.
No, I'm going to ask to tell you something else. Go stop you a minute, because I've got to mention the charity I'm supporting. I'm raising £1 million for Alzheimer's Research UK. And at the moment, I'm at £400,000, and I'm really on target to do that. I must mention them. Thank you very much.
That is astonishing, Frank. That is absolutely astonishing. I mean, firstly, to set yourself a target of 1 million is something else, but to already be at 400,000, just remarkable. Honestly, I know I keep using words and it sounds hyperbolic, like remarkable and astonishing, but that really, really is. Best of luck with the race, and of course, best of luck with the rest of the fundraising as well. If you're watching this and you want to help Frank raise money, then do sort of look him up and dig as deep as you can. Cheers, Frank. All the best, mate. Oh, what a legend. Laura, let's try and catch in with Team Antigua again. We managed to get some words out of Frank. Are we gonna give it one more go?
I think we are, and possibly moving location with Travis. So
okay,
let's see what's going on.
Oh, go on. Let's get Travis in while we wait for Travis. What a legend Frank is. Goodness gracious me. Also, I'm fascinated by that race. 21 years old versus 70 years of age. Lots of physical and mental battles there. Right, Laura and Travis, come on. It's all going so well. Let's see if we can check in with them. We've still got Tom Foley to come as well. He was on board Fortitude 4. He is a previous winner, so make sure you stick around. And we're going to be raising a toast as well. We are going to be celebrating the future success, and hopefully everyone gets back safely so they can share their incredible stories and adventures. But, here we go. We're going to go with Tom. Nice one, mate. How are you?
Hey, Dave. Yeah, good, thank you. Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, really, really good. I'm pleased you're here as well. I mean, the technology has mostly been on our side, but I was really, really looking forward to having a chat with you. You've been online the whole time. Obviously, you've got an incredible story yourself, but hearing the stories of the competitors, the people who are going to be on the path that you trod 12 months ago, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's great. It's lovely hearing other people about to take part in the race. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. You know, I know exactly where they are. That feeling of being a couple of days away from the start of the race, the mix of emotions is incredible, really. I mean, you're nervous, excited, you're scared, but you just want to get going at the same time. So, yeah, it's lovely hearing from the guys, and I wish them all, the best.
You say scared. What are you scared of?
What are you scared of? You know what? It's a big challenge. Like rowing an ocean is a big challenge. And whilst it's incredibly exciting, it's also pretty scary. The thought that you're going out there for over a month, putting yourself against the elements in a pretty tiny boat, whether that be as a solo rower or whether that be as a team, it's a pretty big challenge. So, there is an element of fear in there. And I think anyone who said there wasn't, maybe fibbing to themselves. But yeah, great. And look, the teams this year who have made it, they've made it there against all odds. Fair play to Atlantic Campaigns for getting it to where it's got to. Fair play to all the teams who have made it to the start line, because it's been a tall order. So yeah, I wish them all the best of luck.
Yeah, it certainly has, as if the race wasn't a challenge enough already. Now, obviously, everyone who partakes is doing it for their own reasons, for their own challenges, but there is a winner every year, and you and your pals were the first back. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible getting in. I mean, we never thought we'd kind of win the race. Yeah, we set out to be competitive, but to come in first place was unbelievable. But I think it's more than that. It's crossing an ocean with a group of mates and getting to Antigua, whether you finish first or 10th. Every team that makes it, it's an incredible achievement. But yeah, for us, it was the cherry on the cake, really.
How was life different when you got back or when you finished the race?
Yeah, lots of people ask this, and whilst I wouldn't say it's completely changed my life, it's certainly enriched my life. I think, people who have done a big challenge like rowing an ocean, who successfully complete it, for the rest of your life, you've got those memories, you've got that experience. Whether you do it on your own or as a team, you've got that amazing experience for the rest of your life. And I think it really is one of those very few moments that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And for us rowing into Antigua, the feeling is just unbelievable. It makes all the hard work, all the sacrifice, the sleepless nights, the seasickness, the capsizes, the blisters, the chafage, the nappy rash, all the hard bits. It makes it all worthwhile when you get into Antigua.
Would you do it again?
Yeah. Would I do it again? That's the $1 million question. It depends who you're asking. If you're asking my girlfriend, probably not, because it's all consuming. For the 2 years leading up to the race, it really does take over. But yeah, maybe. Don't hold me to it. Maybe, we'll see.
Oh, well, I tell you what then, as somebody who's been through it and come out the other side, and I can see the sort of look in your eye and the smile on your face and sort of how much it means to you to take a dip into the memory bank and cast it all out there again. Have you got a message for those participants who are about to take on the Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge in 2 days' time?
Yeah, I think, firstly, look after yourself and look after your teammates. Always clip on the boat. That's going to save you if you go overboard. Work well as a team together, look after each other. It's pretty tough. I think secondly, really enjoy it. It's an incredible experience, and for most people, it's a complete once-off. So at times it will be really hard. Most people will be seasick. Everyone will get terrible blisters. As I mentioned, the chafage, the nappy rash, the sleep deprivation. It's really hard, but there are some incredible moments as well. Seeing the whales, the dolphins, the sunrises, sunsets, shooting stars. It really is an incredible experience. So enjoy every single minute of it. And I think the third bit of advice, and maybe the most important bit, is regardless of how hard it gets, and at times it will be incredibly hard, especially those first few days when you're getting into that routine. As I've said, most people will be seasick. You can't really sleep for the first couple of days. It's incredibly tough, but always have the end goal in the back of your mind, because when it gets really tough, just think of getting into Antigua, because believe me, after a month at sea, 2-3 months at sea, however long it takes you, however hard it is, it's all worth it once you row into Antigua. Once you see the supporters there, you see all the crowds, you see the super yachts all lined up. The sound is deafening. They're all honking their horns. Coming in is the best feeling in the world. So, don't quit, stick at it, look after each other, and it's all worth it in the end.
The highest highs, the lowest lows, and just the most incredible adventure.
Absolutely.
Oh, amazing. Tom, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. But I have a delicious Talisker 10 inside here, so I think we should bring the Talia back in and we should raise it. Oh, you've got one too, fantastic. And I think we should toast to the success and the great adventures of all our competitors. Natalia.
Yes, let's suggest a toast for the 2020 fleet. Good luck to everyone, and may you all enjoy a safe and exhilarating adventure. Cheers to all.
Cheers. Good luck. Fantastic stuff. And thank you, Natalia. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Laura. Thank you to all the guests for joining us as well. Of course, thank you to Talisker Whisky and Atlantic Campaigns. And thank you all for watching wherever you are around the world. The Talisker Whisky Atlantic Challenge sets off from La Gomera on Saturday. Head over to taliskerwhiskeyatlanticchallenge.com for the official countdown, the race tracker itself, as I mentioned before, and ways that you can follow these incredible competitors on the adventure of a lifetime. Yeah, it's just going to be the most wonderful thing. And again, we'd like to take this opportunity to wish them all good luck and safety, and we'll see them in Antigua. Goodbye, everyone.